Heart failure patients: 1,159,776 persons in Korea alone as of 2018. Heart failure prevalence per 100,000 persons in Korea for 16 years, 194% increment for women and 284% for men. Heart failure shows a high hospitalization rate and the survival rate decreases rapidly over time. Doctors who get together on the mission to treat the heart failure. Started with 6 medical colleges participated in the multi-center study for clinical characteristics and prognostic factors in Korean patients with heart failure. The Heart Failure Congress 1999 in Gothenburg, Sweden, presented the Korean research results. After that, Korean research results are presented at many international academic conferences every year. The launch of the Korean Society of Heart Failure, KSHF. Active activities to conquer heart failure afterward. Spring Symposium of the Korean Society of Heart Failure, Seoul National University Hospital. After that, KSHF Symposium is held 3 times every year. Korea-Japan Joint Symposium at Korean Cardiology-Related Societies Joint Scientific Congress. Presentation of epidemiology and clinical characteristics of heart failure in Korea. Started the study on Korean heart failure, KORE-HF registry. From June 2004 to April 2009, 3,200 patients with acute heart failure were enrolled from 24 hospitals in Korea. 50th Anniversary Memorial Project of the Korean Society of Circulation. Clinical characteristics and prognostic factors in Korean patients with acute decompensated heart failure. So far, 16 papers have been published in international academic journals. Hosted the 5th Asia-Pacific Congress of Heart Failure in Korea, BEXCO. Started research on Korean acute heart failure, KORE-HF registry. Sponsored by the Korean Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. 5,625 patients with acute heart failure were registered and followed up until December 2018. Until now, about 40 papers published in international academic journals. Published the newsletter of KSHF, regularly issued 3 times a year from June 2012 to April 2020. Published the Korean Society of Heart Failure 10th Anniversary Collection. Pamphlet preparation and distribution for heart failure patient education. Opened Heart Health booth and preceded Pumping Heart campaign at Welfare and Healthcare Exhibition, Sendex 2015. Host of Heart Failure National Assembly Open Forum. New threat in the aging times and plan check the heart failure management. Established KSHF guideline for the management of chronic heart failure 2016. The 8th Asian Pacific Congress of Heart Failure APCHF 2016 held. HICO, Heart Failure National Assembly Open Forum. Policy Open Forum for the planned establishment for the heart failure management system not to be delayed anymore. Preparation for the KSHF guideline for the management of acute heart failure 2017. Focused update of the 2016 KSHF guideline for the management of chronic heart failure. All these efforts made KSHF a big leap and become a bigger organization. Further effort of the medical staff to conquer heart failure. The 39th Scientific Meeting of KSHF. The first training lecture of KSHF for primary care physicians. Started Korean Heart Failure Registry 3 of KSHF. Participated in multi-institutional joint research with 45 medical colleges. 10,000 hospitalized patients of heart failure are expected to be registered. The 40th Scientific Conference of KSHF, Heart Failure Seoul 2018. After that, an international academic conference has been held every year. KSHF ACC Joint Nurse Workshop in Korea, Shifting the Global Paradigm of Care. Press Meeting for Heart Failure, Seoul Square. Held a civil lecture on knowing heart failure right at 28 institutions nationally. Publication of International Journal of Heart Failure, a journal of KSFH. Online training lectures for primary care physicians. Distribution of the pre-discharge checklist for heart failure. Publication of Textbook of Heart Failure. Selected as one of the excellent books of basic sciences in 2020. Hosted by the National Academy of Sciences, Republic of Korea. 2020 focused update of the 2017 KSHF Guideline for the Management of Acute Heart Failure. Published Heart Failure Times, the monthly webzine of KSHF. Preparation and distribution of booklet Reality of Drug and Device Treatment for Patients with Heart Failure. YouTube channel Heart Failure TV was opened for heart failure publicity and education. KSHF ACC Joint Nurse Workshop for Heart Failure Management in Korea. Korea Heart Failure Fact Sheet 2020 Announcement. Research working groups were established under KSHF. Heart Failure Precision Medicine and Genomic Research Association. Advanced Heart Failure Research Working Group. Artificial Intelligence and Data Research Working Group ADA. Webcast Heart Failure Step-Up Series online hosted by KSHF. Preparation and distribution of mobile chatbot Dokshimi for patients with heart failure. From basic research, diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of heart failure to the standard guideline development and medical staff education, KSHF will not stop until the day that heart failure is conquered.